Iconic stores, luxury hotels and beautiful architecture, London is one of the most populous cities in the world. In 2024, more than 20 million international visitors came to the UK's capital. But those visits could now get more expensive, with plans to introduce a so-called tourist tax in England.
The tax could raise over $300 million a year for London, which the government says can be put towards local transport, improvements to some of the city's most famous streets and cultural events. But opinion is split as to whether it's a good idea.
London's mayor says it could improve the tourist experience, but the Tourism Alliance says the move is disappointing.
I think the key thing is here really this is the wrong tax at the wrong time. There is so much of a burden on businesses in tourism and hospitality, and we just feel that actually this hasn't been properly consulted upon.
London won't be the first major city to have a tourist tax. New York has one of the most expensive hotel taxes in the world, close to 15% a night, plus a flat nightly surcharge of $3.50. Amsterdam has the priciest holiday tax in Europe at 12.5% a night, and Paris varies by accommodation. A night at a five-star hotel will have a tax of close to $13. So, will the tax make people more reluctant to visit?
If you increase the tax on tourists, it will people will never enter again UK. But however, there is another country with less tax. I think the people, especially in the Middle East, they will change their route.
It's not easy to come to London right now. If they add the tax, what will happen? It will I think the tourists will be less.
It wouldn't put me off because I think London is a great city, but it depends how much it is.
Spending by international tourists in London last year was more than $22 billion. But that was down in real terms compared with pre-pandemic levels. One reason is the axing of VAT-free shopping in the UK for international tourists 4 years ago.
I think all these things are disincentives and just presents a negative image of the UK when, we're an incredibly welcoming country. There's so much to enjoy in the UK, both from tourism, shopping, events, everything that we have to offer.
Tourism is vital to London's economy, and analysts say getting this latest move right will ensure that time isn't ticking on the UK capital's place as one of the top cities in the world. Siobhan McCall, CGTN, London.
Now, still in the UK, rising costs and changing consumer habits have affected businesses and communities, exposing a widening economic divide there. CGTN's Jeff Moody examines this from London.
On the Uxbridge Road in West London, I met Andrew. He's petitioning his local authority to improve his high street.
It needs to be cleaned up. We need a bit more variety in shops on the road. I wouldn't mind seeing a few more coffee shops and cafes in the area.
Residents say the shops don't reflect their community, who they are as people.
We don't deny that. The lack of investment over the years, the lack of support for small businesses on those high streets. Yet, despite all that, 2/3 of all products are still bought in shops on high streets.
According to a report for Centre for Cities, the link between income and high street closures is clear. For every 1% increase in local income, high streets see a 0.8% drop in vacancy levels. This can be seen in the regional difference in vacancy rates. In London, 7.4% of high street shops have closed down. However, in lower income areas like the cities of Bradford, Stoke and Wigan, it's 16%. And in the last quarter, the measure of confidence in the UK economy fell by nearly 13 percentage points to a 2-year low, dampened by persistent higher inflation and economic uncertainty.
The state of a high street is a very good indication of a country's economy as a whole. And here in the UK, that's a tale of two halves. Some high streets are run down, they're boarded up, businesses going under, whereas a mile or two down the road, and it's a whole different story. And some say that sums up the British economy in a nutshell.
The variability in the state of high streets across the country really reflects the income differential. In the UK right now, it really is, to a certain extent, a two-tier economy. Finance is such a big part of this place. Law. So you have a lot of people making tons and tons of money. The rest of the economy is really struggling. So I think the UK High Street reflects the UK's increasing two-tier economy.
It's a juxtaposition that's reflected on the streets of Oxford too. Here, the High Street relies heavily on tourism, including large numbers from China, eager to soak up some Harry Potter. But even here, they're feeling the pinch.
Yes, the cost of living increased and in general. So I've got many feedback from my colleagues, friends, so they were quite also surprised about the cost of living.
Generally, I don't spend it anymore. I don't think I'm any worse off than I was before.
No one knows whether high streets will survive these tough economic times they mirror so closely. Those that do will need to adapt fast if they want to thrive once more. Jeff Moody, CGTN.